Force Brittney Buti joins us now live in the newsroom. Brittney, you read the investigation report and spoke to the manager at Green Acres. What did you find out?
Kristen, Green Acres received this report back in October, notifying them that they were under a special investigation. The violation stated that Green Acres did not provide protection to one of their residents at all times. The sheriff decided to call Michigan State Police to investigate. Now, just minutes ago, we learned new information that the man that was killed was 44-year-old Chad Williams. Mark, I'm on Harry's Road right off of M72 in Leelanau County, and as you can see, there's some packed snow on the road, and that's exactly what the MSP skid track simulates down in Lansing. The man accused of murdering a woman in Traverse City and dumping her body in Leelanau County. I spoke to the Grand Traverse County prosecutor today about the evidence that landed Sioux Falls behind bars charged with open murder.
Now live from Leelanau County. Brittney?
The cooler spring and the rain really pushed back harvest, but even now that it's warmer, the humidity is posing different challenges such as pests and diseases. Now, detectives say, according to GPS phone records, the suspect was also at this location around 1 a.m. on May 28th. Mark and Anna, as you can see, the election team is still working hard here at the Grand Traverse County Governmental Center. And right now, I'm told they're doing some paperwork for if there were to be a recount. But as of right now, there's 28% of voters turned out to vote in Grand Traverse County today. However, the clerk is still waiting on results from Garfield Township. $682,000. Where did that number come from in the first place, and why was it on the contract and approved?
Well, that's a great question.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Hello, this is Brittney Buti calling with 7 and 4 News. When the phone calls weren't returned, I showed up to Mr. McDonald's house. A lot of people don't know that if the side button on your iPhone is hit 5 times, it dials 911.
Grand Traverse 911, what is the address of your emergency?
Hornacek says your phone's wake button can be hit 5 times just by putting it in your cup holder and it bouncing around. And it's similar with an Apple Watch.
Grand Traverse 911.
Hornacek says they've even gotten mistake calls from Apple Watch users doing push-ups when the side button's pushed down. So if I'm a first responder finding the gray hallway, I can now step in, look, and know I'm in the right spot. And room 527 is right there. Where before I would have had to walk down the hallway and check behind each wall to see which room was which. When you check into a hotel, you get a room key, and it turns out this card holds a lot of information. It keeps track of which card was used and at what time, and that's how it works with housekeeping. Samantha and Blake are planning to tie the knot in northern Michigan this October. Wedding planning was going smoothly until one of their vendors seemed to disappear.
I called them last week while I was still calling you, to talk to you. Last week I think I called a couple times. I Googled every phone number. You can't really find anything anymore.
The couple got this email from Monstray and McDonald. It says, quote, "We regret to inform you that Northern Michigan Tent and Party Rental LLC and Alex McDonald have ceased all operations and will not be able to provide services that were booked for the 2020 season."
When I go to their actual website now, it just goes to Yahoo. I've also responded twice and there's no response. So nobody's working with anybody, it sounds like.
I decided to call the manager, Alex McDonald, myself.
The number you dialed is not a working number.
Then reached out to the president of the LLC, Frank Nover.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Hello, this is Brittney Buti calling with 7 and 4 News. When the phone calls weren't returned, I showed up to Mr. McDonald's house.
This is a tough situation where the company seems to have a long track record and doesn't have much in the way of complaints until they ended up shutting their doors.
Over a year ago, this company had 5-star reviews. As of recently, it's down to 1 star.
Since that first complaint in September, we've had 2 more complaints. One on a similar matter with items that were broken and damaged and not as advertised. This most recent complaint, somebody who booked a wedding for 2020 made a deposit and now is left without the deposit and without the items that they ordered.
I guess the grand scheme of things, it would just nice to be a reimbursement, or I could sympathize with others if their wedding was here in the next week.
In Grand Traverse County, Brittney Buti, 7 and 4 News. Next month will be 1 year since Andre and Damon were hit right here in Manistee County.
Seemed like a pretty normal day until everything happened.
Damon Williamson and Andre Alvestuffer were working on US 31 in Bear Lake when the unexpected happened.
So we were just raking, making everything look good, and next thing you know, I just woke up on the ground. Just arm was ripped open. I had blood all over me. Andre was obviously laying at my feet.
They were blindsided. Both of their backs were turned, and they were hit by a car.
I remember looking to my left and seeing the car and the lady standing there saying, "I don't know what just happened," or...
That woman was 67-year-old Charlene Myers, who is now charged with 2 misdemeanors, a moving violation causing death and a moving violation causing injury.
She will be responsible forever. She needs to admit that, because we're going to live without Andre forever. Yeah. And that pain, she has no idea.
Andre's parents recently got a letter from Charlene Myers, one they say is hard to read.
And then all I could think of is, it was just a week before a court. It means nothing. She's just trying to make herself feel better or look better. It really meant nothing, but angered me.
Part of the letter says, quote, "I wish I could change what happened. As you only know so well, I am not able to do that. Words convey so little when my heart feels so much for you and Andre's other family members and friends."
So she's not really accepting the responsibility because of the excuses. But yeah, deep down she does, but she's not, coming out and say, "I am responsible."
Andre's parents have asked for Myers' license to be suspended.
This is like our last thing we can do for him, and we want to do the very best because he stood up for what he believed in, and he'd be doing it for us.
Andre's family and friends have kept his spirit alive with t-shirts and gatherings and memorials like this one. Next week, they'll meet at the courthouse in hopes to see justice served.